Hello everyone, welcome to C Programming. I am Satvik Khara, Head of IT Department from Silver Oak Engineering College. Today we'll see basic introduction to computer and programming, that is your subject CPU 110003, and we'll use the basic introduction of C language and we'll see how the problem is solved using different methodologies. So first of all, just we are seeing these objectives. Today we'll see the problem solving approach, then about the beginning and history of a C, why and where C is used, structure of a C program, and we'll see the demonstration of a simple C program at the end. Okay, so first, step-by-step approach is used to solve any problem. Now there are many conventional methods like algorithm, flowchart and program. What is algorithm? Algorithm means step-by-step solution to any problem. That is called sequential or step-by-step approach to solve any particular problem, right? And flowchart is just a pictorial or graphical representation of any algorithm. And after that we convert this algorithm or flowchart into equivalent programming language. Now, why we require any software? There are, all of you might know, there are two types of software: application software and system software, right? So system software means operating system, compiler, interpreter, and application software like your browser, the games you play, any softwares, Word, Microsoft Excel, everything is application software, utility software, right? So to make any software we require programming language. Next is commonly used, as I told, is programs, flowcharts and algorithms. Now what is a program? Program is just instructions which are grouped together in a sequential manner. That is, set of instructions in well structured predefined manner. That is called a program. Program helps to perform a task or to solve a particular problem, right? So a program ensures the task takes place without any obstruction, and you can make a program using any of the available languages. Okay, now what is a flowchart? As I told you, flowchart is pictorial representation of the approach, and we use several conventional symbols which are used worldwide. As a picture speaks better than words, many times we can use flowcharts, which is a in kind of hierarchical or some chart, so that user can easily understand what is the flow of a particular system. Flowcharts use a standard set of symbols like rectangles, then hexagonal, diamond shapes for branching, etc. The symbols are accepted and understood overall worldwide, and if the flowchart is longer, then you can use the connectors, and every flowchart starts from the start symbol and a stop symbol, that is called terminator symbols. Let's look over the basic flowchart. The first symbol is known as start symbol. It is also called a terminator symbol, used to begin or ending a particular flowchart. Now just we are looking for a flowchart which will accept two numbers and will result a multiplication of both. So this is just the process. First you are starting a flowchart, accept number 1 and number 2, that is input output symbol used here to accept the two numbers. Then in the result it will put the multiplication of num1 and num2. Both are called variables. This symbol is known as process symbol. After that will display the result. It is called the output or input symbol, and at the end the flowchart will end with stop, that is called terminator symbol, right? Now about algorithms. What is algorithm? It is a step-by-step approach to solve particular problem. Let's take one example. If you are going to buy a movie ticket, what you do? Just if you want to use your credit card or debit card, then first of all you will give that credit card or debit card to that representative. After that he will swipe your card, and if it is success, then the amount will be deducted from your card, and then after you will able to choose your seat. He will take that book that ticket for you, and you will purchase those tickets. Okay, that in such a way your ticket will be confirmed, right? So this is called algorithm, step by step. First you are giving your credit card, second he will accept your credit card, third he will deduct the amount, fourth if it is successful then you will able to book the tickets, otherwise false then you have to give another card or whatever other manner is available. So this is called algorithm, step by step, usually in English like language or pseudocode. Same way, now what if we are not using any human being, like if we want to use vending machine, that without any interaction we can purchase a ticket from the vending machine, right? Just you can insert the cash amount or your credit card to the machine, and it will deduct your card and deduct your amount, and after that you will able to buy the ticket by yourself. Now that is called programming. Without use of any human being you are able to perform a same task. So after that algorithm we have made its program. So this kind of approach is called algorithm to program conversion. So two different individuals can write two different algorithms for the same output. So which you will select, which algorithm would be better? So there are basically two factors, time and space. The algorithm which requires lesser time is a good, and which requires lesser space to be stored, right? So we'll select the algorithm which is taking lesser time and lesser space. Now algorithm to calculate area of a rectangle. How you will write this in the step? Just first accept two values from the user as the length and breadth. After that multiply L and B and display the area. A equals to L into B. This is just called an algorithm. After that you can convert it into the program. Now about the history of C. Don't you think C is somewhat strange name? How it came? So first of all, in the 1960 Algol language was used in the Europe, but it was not so popular in the USA. So after that in USA there was made BCPL, Basic Combined Programming Language. After that B language was introduced, and at the end in the 1972 Dennis Ritchie developed a C language in the using PDP-11 computers in Bell Laboratories. So C language was developed rapidly, and then after there were many versions introduced, and in the 1978 there were so much ambiguity among these versions, as some versions were not accepted. So after that one standardized ANSI introduced, ANSI, American National Standard Institute, that standardized all the C versions, right? So you study that ANSI C, that is standardized C. C was became popular. One of the biggest reason was Unix, that is not network operating system, was rewritten using the C language. So after that it was very popular at that time. After most universities used Unix in the academic portion, as well as many embedded systems were developed through C. And after late 80s object oriented concepts were introduced, that was C++, and after that Sun Microsystem introduced the Java. But C was the mother language, and today also C is worldwide used in many embedded systems, many architecture softwares, many core level programming, to make many compilers, interpreters. So C is worldwide used in such a way. So all of you might have made some basic programs, but first of all, why you are studying CPU? Many of you are thinking that we are not computer IT people, then why we should study C language? But it's not like that. As you know that if someone is studying cardiologist, MD, then he should not study only about the heart. At least he should know about the entire body. Otherwise what will happen? All the things are interdependent. So he should have knowledge about entire body for any doctor. Same way, being as an engineer, you should know about entire technical system. You should have at least the basic idea, right? So if you are a mechanical engineer, then it's not like that C is not used to make many AutoCAD softwares, architectural softwares, CNC machines. You should know at least the C language, okay, for civil as well as mechanical engineers. For EC engineers, embedded system is worldwide used. Embedded system programming is done in C only. Okay, so C is very much used in embedded system, and today market for EC students is booming for embedded system. Same way for computer and IT, there is lots of use. So same way, if you are studying engineering drawing, why you are studying? If you are a computer IT student, it is also required. When you will be there on market, and if you are getting some requirement from customer that you have to make one particular software for architectural design like AutoCAD, then you should know at least the basic knowledge of EG or ED. So all the subjects are required in the first year, that you will get the knowledge of entire systems in the basic, not in the deep required, but you should have at least basic idea as an engineer, right? So that's why in all streams GTU has put C language, because it's a very basic language. And today in the 21st century, everything is made up of softwares and application softwares. And now the world is becoming of a smartphone. There are many gadgets available, and will be introduced in later on in upcoming 2 to 5 years. So there are many requirements of software developers, as well as you should have at least basic idea that how that particular software works, right? So you should know at least basic terms of computer, because in any field computer system is going to be used, right? So applications of C, the most popular example of C application, as I told, was rewritten Unix operating system. C is also used to develop many compilers, interpreters in the graphics and general utilities. Now you should know what is compiler, what is interpreter. You should have compiled many programs like Alt F9, Control F9, you run that program. But what is it? What is a compiler? Why you require it? Now just I want to give one simple example, like as you know, some village people who is not able to speak any other language than Gujarati, right? But they are able to grab the visa, USA visa. So what they do in the consulate office, that consulate officer doesn't know any language rather than English, and that person is not knowing any language except Gujarati. So what they do? How they communicate? Have you think? So they just put one interpreter, right? And interpreter, what is the role of interpreter? He or she just converts the language spoken in Gujarati to English, and same way he will reply and it will convert the language English to Gujarati, right? So this is the role of interpreter. What it does? It just converts the language of particular user to another user, so they can communicate. But same way, we want to communicate with the computer. Okay, so what we have to do is, language of computer is machine level language, or say binary language, right? But we are not knowing any binary language, so how we will communicate with the computer? So we require interpreter or compiler, which converts higher level language into machine level language. Now interpreter just converts the language step by step, line by line, and if there is an error in that particular line, then it will be stopped. And what is the compiler? It converts whole program at the end, right? So compiler converts higher level language into machine language. At the end, whole program will be converted, and it will show all the errors at the end. But what about interpreter? It will just convert line by line, and if there is error in the between, then it will stop converting, right? C has been used in the development of various databases also, and word processors and spreadsheets, right? So there are many applications of C in the graphics and satellite also. Many graphics programming is done in C. Earlier many games were developed in C programming, there is one header file graphics.h, which you can use to make some graphics applications, right. So you should know what is compiler. It is converting higher level language into machine language, but as a whole. Interpreter converts the same, but step by step, line by line. Okay, it's very important. Then what is operating system? We have talked about operating system many times, right. So what is an operating system? Like suppose you have one car, right, and but you are not knowing how to drive a car, and you want to go somewhere in urgent. What you will do? You are not knowing how to drive a car, right, but you have it. So just consider you as a user and car as a hardware, but what you will require is driver, right. So driver will draw a car for you, and you will accomplish your task. So you are not knowing that hardware, but you are communicating with the hardware, that is car, using a driver. So consider operating system same as a driver. What it does? He or she interfaces between you and a car. So operating system is interface between user and hardware, right, so that user and hardware can communicate with each other. So operating system is just a medium between both of those, right. So operating system is very much required to utilize any particular hardware. Like if you are using any Android phone, that is operating system Android. If you are using iPhone, then you are using iOS. So operating system is must required component to use any particular hardware, right. C was very powerful and flexible language. It was interoperable, and it was machine independent. So that's why it became very popular. Now what is the meaning of portability? It can be used on any machine or any operating system without making some major changes. You may have to make some minor modifications, but there isn't any more requirement. So C became very popular. It is worldwide used. Many sectors like banking, financial, like in insurance, then in medical, then entertainment like graphics, then making machines for booking railway ticket, air tickets, like making a vending machine or making any embedded system. So it is worldwide used in such a way.